Okay guys, it's a beautiful day today. Very sunny. Wind is about 14-15 miles per hour. And today I am going to be reviewing the Walkera F210 with tri-blades on them. So I'm going to try to do this video in one take because my video editing software is kind of acting up right now. So we'll see how this goes. You'll see all the gaffes and the mistakes that I'll be making. Hopefully I'll try to minimize that. But first of all, something I want to go over real quick is the comparison between the tri-blades and the actual stock dual blades. And just real quick about the numbers and what they really mean, because I wish somebody told me this when I first started out. You know what all these number means, 50-30, 50-45, 50-40. So the first two number when you see or when you buy props online or in store or anywhere, there's usually four numbers. The first two being the overall diameter of the blade. The stock F210 blade is a 50-30, so that means the first two numbers, the 50 stands for actually 5.0, or which is 5 inches. The last two number, 30, actually means the pitch. Now don't get confused like how I did. That does not mean the angle. It does not mean it's 30 degrees. The blade actually looks like it's sitting at 30 degrees. No, that's not correct. What that means is 3 inches. So for every revolution, one single revolution like that, the blade will actually travel 3 inches. So for one revolution, it'll travel 3 inches. This blade, this is the Dalprop, that's the brand, and the blade is a 50-45. And again, that does not mean it's 5 inches in diameter and 45 degrees sitting. Actually, the blade is at a shallower angle than the stock F210 blade. So being a 45, it'll actually travel 4.5 inches for one single revolution. So one revolution using this blade would be like, I can't twist my arm that much, but about that much. This is about, roughly 4.5 inches. So it'll travel about 1.5 inches per revolution more than this stock blade. And I'll go over in detail about what and the battery drainage and as far as like motor output, things like that, and the benefits of the tri-blade versus the two blade, or vice versa. I don't want this to be like a thread, this versus that. There's pros and cons between the two, and I know there's countless threads out there on multiple forums that discusses this issue. So I don't want this to be a thing between a tri-blade versus a two blade. This is just going to be a direct comparison using a tri-blade versus the stock blade on the Walkera F210. So let's get started. So again, here, this is the tri-blades. I picked out red because I thought that was cool against the black copter. And so we're gonna do a test flight. By the way, these low profile lock nuts, even though they're low profile, the shaft of the motor itself does not fully come right through the motor. So the nylon part in there, the white nylon ring in there, does not actually does not lock on the shaft itself. So it's actually holding on only by the aluminum. Yeah, their motors are pretty shallow. Okay, so all right, I'm just gonna fly this by line of sight just to give you guys an idea of how the quad handles with these blades. All right, so let's get started. All right, here we go. I'm gonna actually go out a little bit. All right, so it is definitely noticeably a little bit more responsive. Even the hover is quite stable. I mean, you look at that. You also notice that the sound is a little bit quieter. It's more of a whinier tone because there's more blades, and blades are a little bit shallower, so it's going to give you that more like a swarm of mosquitoes versus like a swarm of bees using the stock blade. So just to see, you know, I'm gonna go to horizon mode just to show you guys how responsive this thing is. It goes, ooh, never mind. All right, okay, there you go. That's what I meant by a mistake. I'm actually not used to flying that low to the ground. All right, anyway, sorry, we'll try that again one more time. Ooh, it looks like one of the antenna folded down. Okay, anyways, here we go. So, up close. All right. Actually, let me adjust the antenna real quick. Not that it matters because I'm flying really close, but it's just good practice to do so. All right, so we'll try that one more time. Okay, so okay, so here we go. Oh man, I just love the sound of it. It's like zipping. So when you buy these blades and you ask somebody, like, you know, let's say the store, your local hobby shop store sales clerk or something, they'll probably use the term grippier, snappier. What that means is these blades will actually grip the air a little bit more just because of the tri-blades versus the dual blades. And the reason they sound so nice and smooth is because the blades actually track better than a dual blade, and the more blades you have, the more tracking is going to be. And tracking just really means how one blade is following the track of the other blade in the revolution. There's a ton of videos and information out there on the web. You look at that. I'm not going to go over any more details, but here you can see. You know, I'm probably going out of frame, but hold on. Birds. I'm on the RC groups, guys. My name is Bird Chaser. I'm kind of like that squirrel or that dog in Up that chases squirrels. I see a bird and I just go bird and just run after them. Anyways, all right. So where were we? All right. So back to this. So yeah. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble talking and concentrating on flying this close to the ground. But yeah, here we go. Let's try something a little bit more. Yeah, you see when I do that flip there, it's just pretty much stuck in the air. Holy cow. By the way guys, I am sitting almost flat on the ground because the camera is pretty low. It's only about 2 feet up from the ground and I'm not used to flying this low. I kept it this low because I wanted you guys to see the ground and also be pointing up at the air. But it seems like, you know, the quad is a very durable quad. I am still impressed with it, even with all the mods that I've done to it. How durable this thing is. So in terms of efficiency, again, like I said, there's pros and cons between the dual blades and the tri-blades. You'll get two groups saying one is more efficient than the other, but for this particular setup, for the F210, I find these blades to be a little bit more efficient than the stock blades actually. Stock blades, I would be hovering around 29–30% to, you know, still hover. This one on the full charge, I'll be hovering around 25–26%. So it's just that alone can tell you that, you know, you don't have to put in that much throttle just to get this going. In terms of time, for the same battery pack, you know, same hover, very minimal input on the controls and very minimal wind. I get about 10 to 11 minutes with these tri-blades versus the stock blades of about 8 or 9 minutes. So just that alone tells me somehow these are more efficient, and I think that's again from the tracking of the blades and just how smooth it sounds. I mean, this thing is just incredibly stable. Alright, let's fly back into frame. Okay. Alright, and we're out.